Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I have a game to share with you from the 2017 FIDE World Cup. This is the game between Wei Yi, playing on the white end, weighing in at a beefy 2753 rating. That is, for the 18-year-old, an all-time high, and one that ranks him among the top 15 players in the world entering this event. His opponent, Bator Sambuev, twice the age of Wei Yi, with a rating of 25-22. He is a clear underdog in this match play format, this best of two games format, or really any format, but not one to be underestimated, as the chess world witnessed from their Game 1 encounter. Sambuev won Game 1. Wei Yi fought back in Game 2, levels the score, which brings us here. Playoff game number 1 of 2. This game has rapid time controls, 25 minutes with a 10-second increment. Time, however, would not be the contributing factor to Sambuev's Move 10 blunder. Let's see what happened. Knight f3 by Wei Yi. d5. This game sees a Catalan opening. Black picks up a pawn and white focuses on improving the quality of the pieces, focuses on development. So what's the downside with the pawn grab? It's, well, you have to justify taking away from the center. You don't want white to just be able to pick up the pawn and give white a central majority. Black, by playing b5, has now created some irreparable dark square weaknesses on the queen side. So this will be a focal point for the white pieces, keying in on those dark squares. c5, to be a bit more specific, is eyed up in this game. The game follows with knight c3, bishop to b4. Typical prying open of the queen side. There is something that black now needs to consider. White can at any moment initiate captures on b5 and take advantage of the fact that the bishop on b7 is unprotected. The bishop is vulnerable. Knight e7. Knight e4. This is the one instructive moment I experienced when reviewing this game. And I'd like to share this with you. This one key variation. This is something that Wei Yi was also considering. I feel strongly about that, because anybody with, you don't have to have a great tactical eye to question, why can I not just go ahead and take twice on b5 and win the material back? Let's have a look. Why did white not go for a takes b, a rook exchange, and now knight takes b? C takes, bishop takes bishop. You have to go just a little bit deeper to understand why white doesn't go for this. Black can now follow up with f6, flush the knight back. The pieces are no longer coordinated on c6, which allows the knight to now develop, and the bishop is struck at. He has flown far away from the nest, and he will not return to secure the white king position. He will have to, in short, give himself up for the knight. This great positive of the bishop pair is short-lived. If the bishop tries to slither away, well, this is embarrassing. He's now dead. So what would have to happen is bishop takes knight, knight takes bishop, and then you assess the position from here, and I'm not a fan of it. I would not want to be playing with the white pieces. Reason being, light square weakness on h3, and in my eyes I see that f3 is basically already a weakness as well, because of this structure, we have black with the majority on the queen side, white with the majority in the center, This is a position where each side would like to advance their majorities. They would try to show that that's a strength. Well, if white is to show that that is a strength, what are they doing? They're weakening the f3 square. This is maybe some of the thoughts that runs through a player of this level. I can't be certain, of course, but it's certainly something that's running through my mind when I'm trying to assess this position. At the end of the day, knight to e4 was played, but without question, just to give you an idea, about 5 minutes was spent on this move. And for a rapid time control, yeah, that's a decent amount of time to be spending. Knight to e4 was played, focusing on c5, one of those weak squares. Knight d7, move 10. That's a blunder and a half. There's a big issue with that. It makes a lot of sense to challenge the knight on e5. Right? That's the one piece that's in black's house. But to do so with the piece, there's a big issue. Better is to play f6 or castles. What's the issue with knight d7? If you'd like to, go ahead, pause the video. What would you play? How would you try to exploit the move knight to d7? Okay, let's see how Wei Yi goes about it. A very modest looking at first glance, modest looking move, bishop d2. What's going on here? Well, that's an unprotected bishop. And that's a bishop that needs to watch over d6. He's the lone defender of d6. Now that knight d7 has been played, the queen is no longer observing that square. So what do you do here? Bishop takes, bishop follows, and what do? We take the bishop? No, we hit black with a Zwischenzug. Or, I'm probably butchering that term so badly. That's why I like to call it an in-betweener. The knight now pounces on d6 with check. Don't have to take that bishop straight away. After king f8, okay, he's uncastled, and white still does not have to pick up the bishop, taking first on f7. These knights are monsters. Either knight could capture on f7, but this is the more accurate one. Why release pressure against the bishop on b7? The queen is hit. The rook is hit. What isn't hit? Queen c7, now you pick up the bishop. This is over. This is, you can't repair this. Knight c8, queen f4 follows, all sorts of threats. Any knight move is a discovered check. Black is shielding for the moment, but now we have knight takes knight. Queen takes queen, pawn takes queen, rook takes knight. You going to take the other knight? Yeah, these guys are super tricky. Check would follow, and there goes the bishop. So after the smoke clears, what do we have? White at the moment is up a full rook. This knight, however, could maybe be tracked down, so there's just a little bit of technique involved here. Let's see the technique. Knight d5, pry open the position, right? You're up the exchange. You want to welcome pawn exchanges. Get these, provide your rooks many avenues to enter your opponent's position. C takes b, f5, there we go again. More pawn tension. Rook to e8. White wants as many pawn exchanges as possible. Why not pawn takes pawn? Well, we would have bishop takes knight, and this rook is out of control, super active. So instead, rook e8, preparing to meet pawn takes pawn with rook takes, and then there's some lateral defense of a6. Rook to c1. This is not allowing black to just set these guys into motion so easily. Keep some pressure against c4. Now there's a capture on f5. White takes the knight. Bishop takes bishop. Rook takes a. Rook takes e. So there's only one issue, and it's not too difficult to defend against. It's a little bit irritating to have that bishop knifing into the white position. The rook has a big responsibility, of course, to guard the back rank. Just to highlight some kind of ridiculous move, that would be mate. But, yeah, You're not forced into rook to c3 in any way. That's not going to happen. Rook d6. The rook picked up a pawn, and yeah, now he's being a giant pain, getting really active. Here comes this majority, but yeah, we have d5. This isn't, when you see the move d5, you might think, oh, white's trying to promote. No, it's more so, let's place a blindfold over the bishop's eyes. The rook wants to be able to make use of a8 at some point. c3 follows, b takes c, b3, rook d7, and now the rook drops back. This rook is cutting off the king. Rook to a8 with check was a threat. Rook f7, king g8, and we have a nice cute move here. Rook to e7. Yeah, you can't take the rook here. Rook takes rook would allow rook a8. Rook e8 has to be played, and then rook takes rook. That would have been a pretty cool mate. But yeah, black doesn't do that. Rook to d8 instead. c4. Bishop to e4, and yeah, this is just a goner. The rook is just way too active, and the knight actually can be rescued soon enough. White is fine if the knight is picked up, because if this guy is gone, then white is up the exchange and a pawn. So there's nothing to do here. Bishop c2 is tried. The knight is now rescued. White is up a full rook, and now the white rooks turn into pigs, picking up the 7th rank pawns, and by this point, after rook to b8, black ends up throwing in the towel. So really a quick kill in this one, a move 10 blunder, and playoff game number 2 is already over and done with. That game resulted in a draw, so Wei Yi, 18-year-old Wei Yi, he advances. So we'll see how he does in ensuing rounds in this FIDE World Cup. Anyhow, as usual, feel free to leave any feedback to this video in the comment section below. Hope you're having a great day, and I will catch you soon. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.